All right, everybody, welcome back to the #1 television program in the history of the entire universe. I am Brian Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon, The Blackest Heart, and The Lonesome Crown. All three books published by Simon & Schuster's Saga Press. Today I'm going to be reviewing Dragonfly in Amber by Diana Gabaldon. Let's see, we've got two copies here. Got the hard copy and the little paperback. Came out in 1992. This is book number 2 in her wildly popular Outlander saga, which now has, like, I'm looking up at my shelf there, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 books in it so far. This is number 2. So it came out in 1992. So, Diana Gabaldon has been writing these books for quite some time now. Still going strong. Still one of the most popular book series in the history of the world. And I love them. I love all of them. I love everything about them. And we're going to talk about that. Okay, so let's talk about the covers first. Because I love graphic design and cover illustration. There's not a whole lot to these. I mean, this is not the original first edition hardcover. This is sort of a re-release. And it matches almost exactly the paperback, which is fine. I like it because my entire set, and here's book number 3 in the series, but my entire set matches, and all the spines match. And then even if you get to the paperback versions, they all match in design too, so that's cool. And by the way, I spent a weekend reading both of these books, so we're going to get 2 Diana Gabaldon book reviews in a row here. So tune in tomorrow for the review of Voyager. Anyway, let's put this back over here, talk about the book. Dragonfly in Amber. Okay, so, watch my review of Outlander. Just type in Durfee, Outlander. Watch my review of book number 1 if you want to. Type in those 2 things, Durfee and Outlander, into your YouTube search bar, and that review will magically appear. So if you want to see what happened, well, I bet everybody that's watching this video has probably read these books already. So this will be a spoiler-free talk, but this is just going to be me gushing about what's going on. So this book starts out in Inverness, Scotland in 1968. I've been there. I've been to most of the places, in fact, in Scotland, and some of the ones in France that are in this book. So, gives you it's just cool. It's just cool to have been to places and then read about them, or vice versa, read about them and then go to the places. Anyway, Inverness, 1968. Claire, our heroine from book number 1, Outlander, and her daughter, Brianna, they go to Inverness in 1968. Claire's husband, Frank Randall, is dead. Now, Frank Randall is the stepfather of Brianna, and Brianna her real father is an old Scottish fighter named Jamie Fraser that lived in the 1700s. Well, how is this possible, you may ask? If these people are alive in 1968, but her father was, well, this is a time travel novel. These are time travel stories. So, Claire and Brianna come back to Inverness to see if Jamie survived the Battle of Culloden during the Jacobite uprising in 1745. Did he survive? And now Brianna has no idea why her mother is interested in this old Scottish person. They invoke the help of a guy named Roger Wakefield. And I thoroughly enjoyed the first part of this book, where Roger Wakefield, Claire, and Brianna are just sort of looking through the histories of Scotland, going to different places in Scotland and discussing the history and sort of the relationship that sort of evolves between Brianna and Roger Wakefield, and how the mysteries start unraveling with Claire and her relationship to Jamie, and how in book number 1 She was lost for a period of years. And when I mean lost, literally she was lost. Nobody knew where she was for a period of a few years. Well, she had traveled back in time to the 1700s of Scotland and fallen in love with the Scottish warrior, Jamie Fraser. But then she was suddenly brought back to her own time, and her own husband was like, "Where have you been?" And he was like, and she's like, she tells him, "Well, I traveled back in time through this portal that you can find on these standing stones." And he was like, "Well," so it's just it's a weird situation. And I enjoyed how all those secrets were slowly unraveling to Claire, and how she had to tell her daughter, the truth, and how nobody believes her. Nobody believes her. Well, who would? Time travel is impossible. It's not possible. It doesn't work. It's just ridiculous. I wouldn't believe her. I'd be like, this lady is nuts. Well, anyway, I won't let you know any more of the plot than that, other than this is the story where Claire tells her daughter kind of what happened when she went back into time, how she went to France, and so the bulk of the story is her journey with Jamie in the 1700s to France. I loved those parts. Their friend Murtaugh travels with them. They meet a new character named Fergus. He's a young street waif, a pickpocket. He idolizes Jamie Fraser, as everybody idolizes Jamie Fraser. I mean, he's just cool. He's just a good-looking, strapping young Scottish guy in a kilt. Everybody loves him. And then it talks about how they try to invoke the French dudes, the aristocrats of the French. There's a specific aristocrat on the French side. What was his name? Can't remember his name. Bonnie Charles, whatever. I could be way off. I should have written the notes down here. Anyway, they want to. Claire's ultimate goal is to get Jamie to stop the Jacobite uprising at Culloden Moor in 1745, because she knows, having lived in the future, that battle is going to go ass over teapot for the Scottish, and they're going to lose, and everybody's going to die. So she needs to get that stopped. And so Jamie believes her that she's from the, future, and that she's trying to stop this war because, of this, that, and the other. And I won't get into all of the particulars of that because it's a little spoilery. But they're trying to stop this battle from happening. And then they travel from France back to Scotland, yada, yada. The looming battle is coming up, and what's going to happen? It doesn't see everything that they try to do does not seem to be slowing this upcoming battle down. And so the big thrust of this book is, will Claire succeed in thwarting the doomed Highland uprising at Culloden Moor? And will her daughter Brianna accept the truth that she's a time traveler and that her real father is Jamie Fraser from 1700s? Those are the mysteries of this book, and I liked it. Now, here's the thing: is I've read this book twice now, I think. This might have been my third reading, but I just barely watched the TV series that's based off this book, and I was watching the TV series in conjunction with reading this book, and there's a few different changes. First of all, the prologue in the book actually ends up being the final show, the final episode in the TV series, which I actually quite liked, the switch, because a lot of the drama and mystery of this book unfolds in the first 100 to 200 pages, and I liked that in the TV series, they bumped that back to the end, so the drama, the mystery, and all the secret reveals happened at the end of the TV show, whereas a lot of it here happens at the beginning of the book. Anyway, once again, Diana Gabaldon is a magnificent writer. These books they're all like 1,200 pages each. They're so intensely detailed, and I love everything about that. When a writer takes the time to just give us every detail of everything that's happening. I like that. I know a lot of people get bogged down with these because of the rich detail and the historical detail of virtually everything. But I dig that. So that's a plus in my book. And it's a plus in this book. And all the other books that she wrote, it's a plus. That's her style, and I dig her style. Try to emulate her style in my own writing a little bit. She is one of the inspirations for me. And so Diana Gabaldon's Dragonfly in Amber, book number 2 of the Outlander series, of course, gets 10 out of 10. In fact, these books only get better as they go. I think the first one is actually the weakest of the group. But this gets a absolute 10 out of 10.